Hi, Selena. Sorry, you're on mute. Hey, Lise. Hey, George. Hey, Jen. Morning. Uh-huh. Just get your guys, if you have blocks or straps or anything, props to help today. You can grab them, blankets, cushions, chair, whatever helps. I don't know where I put my strap here. Found it. Um, just see oh, there she is. Okay. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. All right. So, Jackie actually is not going to be able to make it. So I think this is everyone that responded. Oh, maybe Carla. So let's see if I'll wait a minute or two for her. So I'm going to ask, how's the microphone when I'm back here? I have to walk back up now and see. Good? Okay, thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Um, Does everyone have a chair that we could use today? Or like even a stool or something will work, something that you can just use for balance or for leaning on. If you want to grab something like that, because since Georgia has to work on the low back, um, I think it might be helpful. So, all right, we're going to get started. It's been 5 minutes. And if I see her try and pop in the waiting room, I will just pop up and let's go. So, we'll start comfortable seated position of your choice. If cross legged or half lotus is comfortable for you, great. You can always throw some rolled up blankets under the knees and hips for support, or some blocks under the knees, uh, just to be able to keep the hips relaxed. If you're on a blanket, scooting towards the edge, so the sit bones are at the edge of the blanket. And hips can soften open from there. If it's uncomfortable to have legs crossed like this, up that close, you can bring the legs out in front to a comfortable distance. I'm just going to start today, seated position, pulling the flesh out from under me and getting grounded in those sit bones. Resting, hands with palms facing up on the legs or the knees. You can really kind of rest the wrists on there as well, allowing those shoulders to soften down away from the ears. Maybe allowing the eyes to close. Breath in the belly, softening. Evening out the weight between the left and right sit bones. And allowing the hips to soften out, open from there. Bringing attention all the way to the base of the spine, tip of the tailbone. And just really trying to focus on this point. Maybe even imagining that with eyes closed, we're gazing towards the back of the skull at center. And from there, imagine gazing down the spine, all along the way to the base at the tip of the tailbone. Then breathing here. And sometimes we can be drawn away, and maybe that focus is drawn away from the tip of the tailbone. And just starting back at the eyes, turning the gaze inward, center back of the skull, and then imagine again looking down the spine and all the way to the tip of the tailbone. And breathe. Visualizing the spine, that center. Each bone stacked atop the next, cushioning discs in between, fluid between that, space, movement, lightness, balance, and strength, all within that structure. And we'll gently draw the attention up and back out through the eyes as we softly open eyes, gazing out front. You can release the hands to the sides, removing any cushioning if you like as you extend the legs out front, nice and long. And I'm going to walk my booty off of this blanket and get centered on those sit bones again. Legs out long, can use the hands for support, tall spine, and we're going to point and flex the feet. Gently drawing in that low belly, low ribs at the end of the exhale. And we'll go side to side with the feet, out and in, or both to one side and then both the other side. Windshield wiper. And then some big circles one way. Oh, good morning, ankles. And the other way. Pausing at center. Gentle rock across the heels. And we're going to squeeze the toes and curl them up nice and tight and then spread them out wide and open and long. You can do that a few times. And just a note, if you ever have any certain difficulties in the ankles and such, it might be a good idea to oil them in the morning before you get moving. Just give a gentle little rub around there, get some fluid in there, some oils. And you can wiggle the toes, spread them out. And we're going to bring the legs back cross-legged. In fact, actually, instead of cross-legged, we'll bring our right shin so it's parallel with the top of the mat and scoop that left leg behind you. So left foot's going to be back by the bum. It doesn't have to be all the way in. If it's more comfortable for you to have the foot out a bit, you can. And you can always throw a little support under the bum and the back if it makes it more comfortable for you, more accessible, or even under the knee of the front leg. So we'll center here. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to twist right. Left hand outside the right knee. Right hand behind you. Gently gazing over that back shoulder. Left shoulder drops open so we're long across the collarbones. And breathe. Twisting into the hips and upper thigh. Bit by bit. Just working in the longer. Let's keep our right hand planted. And we'll inhale, left arm up overhead, gently reaching up and back. You can lift through that left thigh if it's comfortable. And exhale back to center. And we'll release the legs. Nice and easy, both out front. And let's bring our feet so that the heels are turned in towards center line, toes out to the side, and our heels will be about hips distance apart. And we're going to ragdoll roll. So again, if you feel like you need to pull any flesh out from under you and get grounded in those sit bones, go ahead. Find your center here with this seat. We'll rest hands on the legs. Inhale, lift the heart. Nice and open, gentle arching back if you like. And exhale, we're going to slide in. You can slide hands down the legs to wherever it's comfortable. And just allow the arms and hands to rest on the legs as you gently fold in. You don't have to keep completely straight spine, gently kind of rolling into it as it's comfortable. Allowing the breath to move you a little deeper into the pose. Exhale here completely, and on the inhale, we're going to Come on back up, rising up to seated. You can bring hands behind you, fingertips point towards your bum, about 6 or 8 inches behind you if you can. If it's uncomfortable to have the fingers pointing towards you, you can turn them out to the side a little. And let's squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift through the chest. Inhale, heart opener. And exhale fully, and we'll come back up to sit. And we'll switch our twist to the opposite side. So left shin is going to be parallel with the top of your mat. And we'll scoop right leg behind us, right foot back by the bum. Find your center there. Nice and grounding. Take a breath, just that starting position, center. See if you can soften in there. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist left. Right hand outside the left knee. Left hand behind you. And just see how it feels on this side. With each breath, just working in a little deeper. As long as it still feels comfortable, accessible to you. Bit by bit, working into those hips, upper thighs, low back. Keep your left hand planted. We're going to inhale, right arm overhead. Gentle reach back and open. And coming back to center. And again, we'll slowly release the legs out. And this time, you can give them a gentle bounce or wiggle, little massage maybe. And let's even give a little massage into the low back. I'm really listening to the low back today. As we move from pose to pose. I'm going to come into cobbler's pose. I'm just going to scoot back a touch. So bottoms of the feet together. Heels draw in towards the perineum. If you'd like, you can use your strap for this. Feel free if it's helpful on the shoulders and upper back. I'm just going to find my center here, find those sit bones. Outside edges of the feet are pressing towards each other as we try to open and the inside arches of the feet. If you want, if you're not using the strap, you can put hand on top of hand around the toes. We're going to inhale, lift the heart, draw the heart through the biceps. Let those shoulders relax down. Exhale, gently folding in. And we're just getting started, so no need to speed into it. Just slowly allow each breath to work you deeper into the pose. Nice full belly breath, gently massaging into the hip area, encouraging it to gently open, knees falling towards the mat. Shoulders back and down, shoulder blades sliding down the back. And engaging those bandhas at the end of the exhale. Last exhale here. On your inhale, rising up to seated. Exhale, hands behind you if you want to take a little heart opener. And back to neutral, and we'll extend the legs. Give them a little wiggle or bounce. And we're going to come around to all fours. So take your time, work your way onto hands and knees. And again, some might find it comfortable to put a blanket or cushion under the knees. Just gonna spread fingers nice and wide. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Knees are hips distance. You can kind of pad into the hands and walk into those knees till you feel centered. Again, that hands and knees are the distance of the torso apart, essentially. Spreading that weight out all along the palm of the hand and then out through the fingers, pressing in the back of the knuckles. And just grounding in here, maybe even gently pressing into the shins and tops of the feet in the back. Find that center. Maybe even engaging the core at the end of that exhale, low ribs. Finding a strong tabletop position. And from here, we're going to do some bird dogging. So on your next exhale, again, engage the low ribs, draw that belly in and up. And on the inhale, we're going to extend through the right arm and left leg. Work on going long. Don't worry about how high you go necessarily. And we're going to hold. See if you can hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Gazing out front if it's comfortable. Exhale, coming down. And again, find that central, strong position in tabletop. Take a breath to engage in there. And then on the next inhale, left arm, right leg, extend. Shifting the weight so it's evenly distributed, feeling strong. Exhale down. And we'll gently wag the hips, maybe even a figure 8 if it feels comfortable for you. Same thing, we'll just move that figure 8 or side to side up into the shoulders and arms. And same with the head now. Little figure 8 if it's comfortable. Coming back to center. And let's do a little cat and cow. So on the inhale, gently rolling the tail up, belly drops, gaze up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, draw the low belly in, spine to the sky, ears between the biceps. Inhale, roll through cow. Exhale, cat round. And going back and forth with the pace of your breath. Inhale, neutral. And we'll go through one more cow and we'll come into child's pose. So inhale through cow. Exhale, child's pose. And make the pose comfortable for yourself, whether it's putting a blanket between the calf and the thighs or putting something under your head to bring the floor a little closer to your head, even crossing arms and doing so. Or if you like and it's comfortable to be on the forehead, resting arms back at the side with wrists resting on the floor, palms facing up. Breathing deeply into that back, spread wide open. If arms are back, slide them back out front. Coming back onto all fours. Walk into starting position, tabletop. And we're going to engage in there. On an inhale, right arm and left leg extend. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. And again. Either come down to rest, and we'll do one more. Walk out the hands and the knees. Maybe tap those feet. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. So grounding in. On the exhale, balancing in that right hand and left leg. And we'll inhale, left arm. Right leg extend. If it's comfortable to gaze up, you can. Exhale, draw it all in. Bring the gaze in, elbow to knee. Last one. And come on down. And we'll walk out the hands and the knees. And then let's extend through the right leg, come on the ball of the foot. And we're just going to gently rock into the heel and back onto the toes and ball of the foot. Come on back, all fours. And we'll switch sides. Stepping back with the left foot. And let's gently rock. All right, back to all fours. On the inhale, we're going to roll through cow. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Gazing out and back past your knees. Pressing the floor away from you with the hands. If you want to pedal one foot then the other. Take one breath at center. And then we'll look between the hands, come on the balls of the foot. Stay tucked in as we walk into a forward fold. Feet towards the hands. Hang in there. On an inhale, lift that low belly up over the thighs, but stay tucked in. And sink back in, exhale. You can allow the arms to hang and allow the head to hang. That neck is long. Just letting it all drain, drop to the floor. If you want to grab back of the ankles, you can feel free to do that. Try and keep shoulders soft as you draw yourself in. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees and sink back into the heels. Shift the weight back like you're sitting in a chair, and we'll bring elbows to the knees. Dropping the bum, camper pose. At the end of your exhale, really engage in that low belly, bandhas if you're familiar. Strengthen into the feet, strong legs coming up. Hands to hips. Inhale, a little heart opener if you like. And exhale, neutral spine. And we're standing. Made it. And just check. Okay. Awesome. So, mountain pose. Grounding in. Feet hips distance. Outside edges of the feet are running parallel. Lifting the toes and allowing them to come down gently. Not gripping. Gently engaging in the arches of the feet. Allowing those inner legs to lift. Quadricep muscles are engaged and drawing the kneecaps up. Tailbone is tucked under and the glutes gently engaged. Strong base. Foundation. Supporting the torso as the torso lifts light out of the hips. Heart center up and open, long across the collarbone, shoulders drop back and down. Lengthening the neck on all sides. Reaching up through the crown. Fingertips gently pressing towards the mat. Standing strong in mountain pose. Finding your breath here. Finding all those points of engagement active in the pose, even though it's a still pose. Making little adjustments. Finding that center. And we'll keep left palm so it's facing in. Well, both palms will be facing in to start. And we're going to reach down through the left fingertips as we inhale. Right arm up, but the palm will now be facing away from you. So we're really keeping the arms as they are and just opening a little side bend. Exhale. Come on back down, both arms by the sides. Inhale, left arm up, reaching down through the right. Exhale down with control. Inhale up, opposite side as you gently reach down with the right or left, excuse me, and back. Couple more. Checking in, are the toes soft when I'm folding in? Am I staying centered? Is the torso twisting? Mine tends to twist on one side, not the other. One more each side. Coming back to center, arms to the sides. We'll just gently rock into the feet and reground. Let's do shoulders up, back, and down. And forwards. Arms to the sides. Let's do a few neck circles one way and the other way. Low belly is engaged. Try not to lean into the toes. Coming back to center, head to neutral. Let's do some assisted neck stretches. So we'll inhale tall. Exhale right ear to right shoulder. And we'll bring right hand overhead, right above the left ear. And you can give a gentle tug. Try and relax in the shoulder there. Let it drop into the socket. Chest opening forward. Gently release. Opposite side, we'll inhale tall. Exhale left ear, left shoulder. Bring hand over the head. Grab right above the ear on the side of the head. And again, try and relax in that left shoulder, dropping that arm bone into the socket. Chest gently drawing forward with the breath. Shifting the weight into the foot, grounding strong, not depending on those toes. Exhale fully, and we'll release. And let's interlace the fingers. You can grab right above in the back of the head. Thumbs are going down the neck. We're kind of cupping the back of the skull. Again, ground into those feet. Strong mountain. We're going to inhale, open in the shoulders. Again, try and keep arms in the sockets. Gentle arch back and open. Inhale to neutral, and we'll exhale, curling the chin in and under as we gently tug the back of that skull. And draw elbows in towards each other. Again, try and relax those shoulders down, away from the ears. Inhale, gaze up, gently open the elbows. Exhale, we're going to turn chin towards the right armpit. And then again, draw it in, elbows towards each other, tugging gently back of the skull. Strong in the mountain, grounded in the feet, low belly, gently engaged. Inhale up, center. Gently open the elbows. Exhale, chin to armpit, opposite side, and we'll draw elbows in and tug. Inhale up and open at center. And we can even give a big heart opener. Exhale, neutral. And releasing arms to the sides. Let's do some wrist rolls. One way and then the other. Interlace the fingers. We'll do a little figure 8. And then see if you can switch the lacing of the fingers and switch the way you're figure 8ing. I feel like my one hand has to bully the other hand to get it to do this. the opposite way. All right. And let's stretch the fingers out, curl them up, spread them out. Nice. And we're going to do some standing poses. If you want to grab a chair, I'm going to demo some with the chair. And for starters, it might be easier to use this seat back of the chair for this pose anyway. All right, so we're going to try and do some warrior three again, kind of working on strengthening in that low back, and you want to engage in the core. So maybe step back about a foot from the chair or so, and you may find you need to go a little farther once you get in there, depending on how far you go in. All right, so maybe even 18 inches. Inhale, nice tall spine, find that mountain. And we're going to bring hands to the back of the chair or fingertips, depending how close you are. Okay. Bring that left foot to center line, kind of in between the 2 feet of the chair, so to speak. All right. And we're going to try and extend back and lift up through the opposite leg. And bit by bit, again, if you feel, oh, maybe I'm a little too close, then just gently come down and engaging, strengthening that leg and the core, low back, bum. And if it's difficult to hold it up, we just do toe touches, draw it up, touch it down, draw it up. We're still getting that strengthening and that movement, that muscle memory. And come on down. Spread the feet hips distance. Come back so that again, kind of maybe the heels of the hands are on the back of the chair. And we're just going to cat and cow, kind of arching in the back, gazing up. Exhale, tuck the tail under. Coming back long, tucking the chin in. Just back and forth a few times. Back to neutral. This time we're going to step right foot at center. Back about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Also depends on how long your arms are, I guess, right? And you can always adjust. So try and ground into that foot. Maybe even lifting onto the toes of the other foot so you can really find that center. It's a lot more difficult for me on this side. And when you're ready, strengthen into that standing leg and we'll lift. Again, keep the hip pointer on the left leg facing towards the mat. You can always come down and take a rest, or you could always do it that we're just lifting. Inhale up, exhale down, and just working on strengthening in that movement. Finding that center and strength. Exhale down. Spread the feet hips distance. And again, we'll just do a little cat and cow. Just gentle. Now, you can try again if you like with the chair, or you could even try the toe touches without the chair, or we can try and go into the full expression of the pose. Again, just see what works for you, or you can just take a break. So we'll do left foot is standing leg first. I'm just going to step it forward, strengthen and ground into that foot, little bend in the knee, coming onto the ball of the back foot. And I'm going to inhale, shift the weight into that left foot completely, standing leg, left leg. As I bring right leg up, arms out in front. If it's more comfortable, you can bring arms back by the side. Whoop. And you can always come down, or you can work on this, touch and lift and touch. And again, working on finding that engagement in the low belly, help keep the balance, that strength in our standing leg. Whoop. And switching sides. So let's just spread the feet a little bit wide, and we'll just side to side with the hips just to get a little movement in between. Maybe even some circles one way and the other. Opposite side. And again, feel free to use the chair again. I'm going to shift the weight into that right foot, right standing leg, coming on the ball of the back foot, and slowly lifting. Whoop, and coming back down. And we're just practicing, right? Working on finding ways to improve our balance, our breathing, calm under pressure. And come on down. And again, we'll spread the feet wide this time. Turn toes in. Then we'll do wide feet forward fold. If you want to use blocks in front of you, just walk over and grab them real quick, and we'll bring them shoulder distance about at center in front of you. So toes turn in, heels turn out. Find that grounding in the feet. If you feel like you're slipping, bring your stance in a little bit closer. You can always widen it once you go down. Inhale, arms in a T. Exhale, hands to hips. And inhale, heart opener. And exhale, fold. Hinge at the hips. Folding in, nice and easy. Hands to the blocks or to the floor. Eventually, you want hands to have fingertips in line with the toes, walking them back. But if your the hands aren't touching, move forward with the hands, shoulder distance apart, until you can plant the hands completely. Because we really want that stability and support from our arms and upper body. We'll all get there, right? Inhale, we're going to look up and lengthen. Roll gently into the balls of the feet. Gazing up, exhale, hinge at the hips. Allow that torso to hang and gently fold. Eventually, crown of the head to the mat. Elbows making a bit of a shelf at a 90-degree angle. Resting head on the floor. Can always use a block to rest the head on as well. Exhale fully. We're going to inhale, look up. Come on to fingertips. Exhale. Scoot the feet in. Maybe a little closer to hips distance, but wider than that. We're going to bring elbows to the knees, dropping back again, camper pose, dropping the bum. Exhale, we're going to lift the bum, bring hands towards the floor, walk the feet in again, all the way hips distance. If you'd like to use the blocks, you can use them here. We're going to go into forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold all the way in. Hands can be on the floor if that's available for you. You could always grab the back of the ankles. You can use the blocks and bring the floor to you so that it feels more stable. Then you could always do yoga toe lock on the big toes. Another option, just try and keep shoulders sliding down the back, shoulder blades, excuse me. And shoulders away from the ears, out of the neck. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Gazing up towards the horizon. Exhale, we're going to shift the weight into our heels. Sit back nice and deep like we're sitting in a chair. Hands to hips. Inhale to chair pose. Dropping the bum. Heart lifts. Keep hands on hips. Elbows just drawing back. One more breath. Exhale fully. Engage that core, and we'll inhale up to stand. Heart opener if you like. And exhale, neutral spine. Let's do a few shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Nice. And then forwards. Okay. Top of the mat. And we're going to do just kind of some gentle sun salutations. So mountain pose to start. Rounding in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Nice and easy. Inhale, flat back, gazing up. Exhale, hands to the mat, shoulder distance apart. Plant them and step back. Right foot and left foot. We're going to hold in plank position. Again, engaging and lifting away from the mat on that whole front side. Pressing away from the floor with the hands. Spreading across the back and collarbones. And breathe. Exhale onto the knees, tops of the feet. Low push-up. So keep that low belly engaged, elbows in, back and down as we lower, and then allow the pelvis to come to the floor, rolling up and through. Cobra. Exhale, child's pose, sinking back. Inhale, all fours. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths in here. Last exhale. Come on the balls of the feet. Look up, step up. Check that the feet are hips distance or exactly together, and we'll inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, way up. Hands to hips. Heart opener. Exhale, neutral spine. If you want to do arms overhead for that, you can. Just trying to be gentler on the low back today. So, mountain pose. Find your breath. Maybe take a big sigh on the exhale. Let it go. Strengthening in. Exhale, fully engaging here. Standing pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back long. Again, we're going to hold. Try and hold for 3 breaths. Plank position. Coming all the way down on the exhale or to knees and then lowering. Inhale, sweep through onto tops of the feet. Pressing the tailbone towards the end of the mat, rolling the shoulders open. Exhale, child's pose. Sink it back and down. Inhale up, all fours. Roll the tail up, exhale. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. You can feel free to pedal the feet or rock the hips side to side as we do a few breaths in here. Pause at center for a breath. Neutralize that spine. Come on the balls of the feet. Look up, step up. Feet hips distance. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, hands on hips. Heart opener. And exhale, neutral spine. One more. Mountain pose. Grounding in. And let's do actually a few neck stretches side to side. Mountain here. Pausing at center. And we'll look over the shoulder, one direction, then the other. Coming back to center. Breathing here. Exhale, grounding in. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, step back long. And we'll hold in plank for 3 breaths. Again, spreading open across that upper back. Engaging the legs, drawing away from the mat. One more breath. And lower on the exhale, sweeping through. And child's pose. Inhale up, roll the tail up. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Exhale here. Look between the hands. And we're going to slide our right knee in between the hands. Coming to sit. Comfortable seated position. Scoot back a little and we'll have the legs out in front of us. And let's bring the feet the width of the mat. Find those sit-ins. Mine are hiding, as you can see. We're going to keep our right leg extended. Gently engage the toes, point up to the ceiling and gently draw back as we press kind of the ball of the foot away, strengthening into that leg, and we'll draw left foot as close as we can into that upper right thigh. Centering here, and if you'd like to put a support under your bent leg, you can. We're going to twist the torso over our extended leg. Take your time, get there. On an inhale, fingertips lift the heart. Exhale, we're going to slowly walk it forward over our extended leg. You can have hands on the floor. You can have hands on either side of the leg, the ankle, eventually ball the foot, or you could even use your strap so you could keep that heart lifted and stay long in the torso. Gaze towards the big toe. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, fold it in again. Keep the gaze towards the big toe until you're working nose to knee. As you start to get closer, you can start to bring the gaze towards the knee. But really, we're working on hinging at the hips and allowing that belly and chest to gently melt towards the leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release to seated. Extend your bent leg and give it a little bounce. Find your seat again. And let's give our low back a little rub. Opposite side. Strengthen into our extended left leg. Toes pointing up and drawing back. And you can bring that right bottom of the right foot into the inner thigh. If you want, you can always put a support under your bent knee or that hip. I'm going to use one myself, and feel free to have the strap where you can put it around the ball of the foot. From center, we're going to inhale tall. Exhale, twist over our extended leg. Fingertips on either side of us here. And we're going to inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, slowly walking it forward. Again, inhale, lift that heart. Exhale, slowly walk it forward. Gaze towards the big toe again until you're working nose to knee. And as much as we're working on reaching the feet and all that, we're also working on softening in the bent knee and hip and allowing a release to come from there. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, release, and come into center, extending the leg. Feel free to bounce into the legs a little. Give a gentle rub, maybe around those hips and knees. And again, into the low back. And we'll bring feet, knees bent with feet into the mat. I'm just going to scoot forward a bit so that my head comes down onto the mat when I lay back. And again, you guys can, with control, try and use those abs. And in fact, we'll do one boat while we're here. So balancing here. When you're ready, you can come up, bring hands behind the knees, trying to balance here. And we'll just do it assisted today. So engaging in the core, keep the heart open. Gazing out past the nose tip. Exhale, feet down. And we'll slowly lower. Coming onto the back. And then just allow yourself to release in there. Step the feet up a little bit towards the bum. Inhale naturally, and when you exhale, engage that core and try and press the low back into the mat. And again, just having that intention. You may not be able to feel it, touch the mat. One more. And we'll bring our knees in towards the chest. You can do one at a time or both at once. Gentle squeeze in. And if you'd like to rock gently side to side, you can do with one, you can do with both, or you can stay still at center. You don't have to rock. Whatever feels good to you. Honor your body. Listen to what your body is saying today. My body is saying, I need a vacation. I'm sure I'm not the only one. All right, feet hips distance. We'll allow them to come to the mat. And we're going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. And some people like to do this with feet together. That's also fine. Pausing with knees up. And we're going to come into Reclining Goddess. So we'll bring bottoms of the feet together. I like to use blocks kind of under the hips a little bit for support. You can do that, or grab a blanket and roll it up under there. And then bottoms of the feet together, hips just falling open, knees falling out to the sides. Can have arms out for nice open posture, palms facing up, and breathing here. And if you like, you can bring arms up overhead. We'll give a stretch, interlacing the fingers, turn the palms to face out away from you. Just stretching up long, and if you want, gently side to side. Then we'll bring arms out and down. We'll extend the legs out. I'm going to move the blocks. Coming into Shavasana, or final resting pose. And again, If it is more comfortable on your low back, you can always go into active resting pose, which is with um, knees bent, feet in the mat, bringing the feet wide and allowing your knees to rest on each other at center line. Otherwise, coming into your final resting pose, legs out long, feet are a little further than hips distance apart, heels facing towards center line as the toes roll out to the sides. Walking the shoulder blades down flush in the mat. Arms out at the sides, palms facing up. Nice and open all along the front body. Fully supported and softening in the back body. So let's slowly start coming back to the room. Filling with breath. welcoming gentle movements. Gently awakening little stretches. When you're ready, you can roll to your right hand side in a fetal position. And pressing up to sit. Easy seated position of your choice. Legs out, cross-legged, half lotus, full lotus. Whatever feels right for you today. Finding that center. We'll bring palms again. Facing up. Wrists on the legs or knees. Tall spine. Bring our gaze inward toward the center back of skull, down the spine, to the tip of the tailbone. Finding our center there. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, gently bowing over the legs, locking in the practice. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Thumbs gently resting on the sternum. Hands in prayer. And just taking a moment here, giving thanks for this body, this breath, this time, and this space. And I thank you all for practicing this morning. Namaste.
Thanks, Bridge.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Bridge.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. I hope you guys have a nice weekend.
Everybody have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.